Good evening, everyone. I'm Thor Gunderson, and welcome to another episode of Just Asking for a Friend. By now, you know, we go out into the community and we meet collectors, content makers, creators, sculptors, people throughout the industry, all walks of the community of the collector. And tonight, we have one of the young guns of the YouTube scene in the community. And he carries the torch going forward with him and Cassie Gemini and Casual Nerd Problems, all these up and coming channels. But this man is from Astronomer's World. I'm talking about the one, the only, Mr. Jalen Dixon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Thor, man. That was a great intro. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, it's all true, brother. It's all true. You know, you carrying the torch for all us old timers. You got that, you know, all this you know, knees creaking and stuff. We can't do it no more. You
know? He said knees creaking. Okay,
knees be creaking. I ain't he can't sit at this computer too long, man. How you been, bro? I ain't talked to you in a while, man.
I've been good, man. I've been good. Just busy. You know, collecting and YouTubing and moving around and all of the above, man.
I know it's just like that. See, and people don't realize that, you know, it's hard to keep this YouTube thing up. That's why I had to start. You know, I had stuff going on in you know, in life and stuff, and it's, you know, right. every week, man. It ain't no joke. People don't understand how much work goes into this stuff.
People do not understand. It takes hours to make these videos and stream and prepare for the stream, get pictures and, you know, behind the scenes preparing for the show. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
It's sure, but we're gonna get into that though. But like how I like to start off is to get people to understand, you know, because we're trying to get to know the man behind the collector and the YouTube and everything. I like to start with where you grew up and everything, and how you, and then later on like transition into how you got into pop culture. Then later we'll get into like the statues and stuff, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I'm actually I live in Atlanta today, but I'm actually from Alabama, born and raised in Mobile. Yeah, I born and raised in Mobile. My whole family's from there, and I lived there for 15 years. And you know, when I was 15 years old, I moved to Cleveland. I moved with my dad. I moved to Cleveland. I lived in Cleveland for a little bit, and then we moved to Atlanta. And I've been here ever since. I've been here for about 13 years now.
Okay.
So you know, that's kind of how I got my start, as far as how I landed here in Atlanta. But as it pertains to pop culture, it's kind of that's a good question, because you don't really think about it that much, how you actually got into this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess how I got into pop culture and, you know, comics and things like that, I think it was just I think my dad probably played a big part in that, because my dad's into anime and things of that nature. So he would put me on to, like, it kind of started with anime and then it kind of transitioned to anime and comics. But yeah, I got my start in anime, you know, Ghost in the Shell, you know, Studio Ghibli, Princess Mononoke, that type of stuff. And I think it was just a natural progression to how I kind of you know, got into DC, Marvel. My dad's he loves Star Wars and Transformers and that type of stuff, and so
I like him already.
And so it was just a natural thing, man. I guess it's just in my blood, I guess.
Yeah. So what would you say, anime wise, what was your favorite anime growing up?
Growing up, my favorite anime was Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. Those two were like, that was my everything. Like I lived and died by Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. That was it.
It's funny. I got into Dragon Ball like in my 20s. A friend of mine, and it would come on, like, what was it, Cartoon Network or something, like in the afternoon. But then he was like, "Nah, this is some BS." He said they make this the American version. He said you got to see the Japanese stuff where they don't you know. He said you got to watch it with the subtitles. He said because the voices and stuff are better and the sound effects are better. And I was like, and then we rented and he was right. You know what I mean? And then they had some of those movies, like they had like Dragon Ball movie. I'm sure you've seen them by now. You know?
Yeah.
And they didn't show that stuff on Cartoon Network. Them joints was vicious, bro.
I'm talking about those were the fire ones. Yeah, they were extra fire for sure.
Trying to take breaking backs and all kind of stuff. I was like, damn. And so Dragon Ball wise, what was your favorite? Who's your favorite character in Dragon Ball?
I think my favorite character was Trunks.
Okay.
I would say my top 3 is Trunks, Gohan, and probably Goku. Goku and Vegeta, depending on how I'm feeling.
Right. It's going to surprise. Piccolo was my dude.
Really?
But I mean, he wasn't the strongest, but Piccolo was. See, I like smooth dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was smooth, smooth criminal.
He had that cape and everything. He always got the arms folded.
Yeah.
It threw me how, like, when he threw that cape off, it sounded like it weighed like 5 tons and everything. You know, but he was sharp. That was my boy. You know what I mean? But
he was a staple in Dragon Ball. He don't get enough credit. He don't get enough credit.
He don't.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think I'd have to say. And I will say this: that whole saga from the androids all the way through Cell, that was some of the best cartoons I ever seen in my life.
Absolutely,
like, it ain't no question to me. You know,
yes. You
know, and yeah, Dragon Ball was. I'm glad I discovered Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? But Naruto, I haven't really gotten into Naruto. Like I saw a few episodes. They tried to get me to watch Bleach. I ain't like Bleach at all.
I never got into Bleach either, man.
Yeah, Bleach was.
I never got into it.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but you know, it's just tight. I can't watch. I said, this is some trash. I can't mess with this. You know,
right.
But so moving forward, when did you? I'm sure that the statues came before you started deciding to get into YouTube. Like, so how'd you get into statue? Or did you collect comics before then?
So yeah, I used to read comics here and there as a kid. I wasn't a huge comic person. I think part of the reason why I wasn't a huge comic person is because in the community I grew up in, there was no comic shop. I know this is kind of cliche to say, but I grew up kind of in the hood, so there wasn't like there wasn't like
in the hood.
Yeah. so I didn't have access to that, and I, quite frankly, growing up, I didn't even know that was a thing because I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So it wasn't until I got a little older, like into my teens, that I realized that I kind of discovered the comic books, and I think it kind of started. I think I discovered manga first, like the manga books from animes, and then I was like, oh, because my uncle, he's my uncle, but he's only 2 years older than me. But he was like my big brother. And so he was living in Cleveland. He was really into the mangas and stuff like that. And so he was putting me on, like, bro, you got to read this. Yo, the Dragon Ball, blah, blah, blah. And you got to read this. Like, it's even better. Like, it go into depth over here, And so that's how I kind of got started into the manga. And so that's just kind of how I got started. And as far as statues, so it's funny. So this was like years ago. This might have been like 2018. I usually every year, me and my family, we go as a family to go to Dragon Con. So people dressing up and they have the parade going on and different exhibits, people selling art, the same, what people do at cons, and we go every year and it's fun and we loved it. And then one year, me and my dad, we were walking down like an exhibitor hall, and there was this guy. He had this setup, and on his table he had this case with this acrylic case, and then inside the case was like a Spider-Man. It was the Spider-Man 2099 from Prime One.
Oh, great piece. That's a great piece. My
dad told me, he said, hey, what's that? I said, I don't know what that is. Then he asked the guy, he said, hey man, what's this right here? He said, this is my case. This is what I'm selling. I'm selling these cases. He said, no.
What's in the case? Yeah. Oh, I care about no case, man.
right. And then he said, this is Prime One Studios, Spider-Man, blah, 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 blah. You can also get it from Sideshow, da 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 da. And we said, Sideshow, Prime One. Okay, so that night we went online and we were searching, you know what I'm saying?
That's how it always starts, man. I swear to
Yeah, man. And so it was over with from there, man. It was over with from there. I was addicted.
You know, it's funny. I gotta go back to your uncle for a second. I call people like him pop culture pimps. Because they always be like, yo, man, you need to check this out right here. And you got and it's like everybody got a pop culture pimp. You know, they hook you up with either books or movies or something. You know, like my boy that turned me on to Dragon Ball. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The way he was talking, I said, yeah, that's a pop culture. So when you got on the website, what was your first acquisition?
So my first statue actually was I purchased it, but it took a while for it to get here. It was the Sideshow Scarecrow premium format.
Oh wow!
And that was I bought it. I think I bought it in I don't even know what year, 2018, 2019. I don't remember what year it was. And it took a while for it to get here, but once I got it, like, because it's all theory, right? And then when you're a new collector, the thing is, oh man, I'm paying $600 for this statue. Like I couldn't, like it was hard for me to come to purchase the one,
Mm-hmm.
And but once you get it in hand and you see it and you unbox it, it's like, oh man, it changes everything. It was off to the races then.
And that's the thing. That's what I always love to hear. It's like, what is that piece that got you over the hump? It's like, because everybody goes through, man, I ain't paying. Because when I was on there, I used to go on. They used to have a few of them on like Amazon, and I had like a little Amazon, like, because I had a lot of stuff on my on my wish list and eBay. I would say stuff. And you just like, I just can't bring myself, because back then it was like $300 for some of the stuff, for like some of the Bowens and stuff.
Right.
I said, man, I ain't paying like $300. And then finally, my wife at the time, she bought me that spinning hammer Thor, and I said, man, I gotta get some more, And it's just once you get them, it changed everything. It changes everything.
Right. Exactly. And so the thing is, let me go back. So the Scarecrow was the first statue I bought with my own money. My dad bought me the Alien Internexivis Raptors statue from Sideshow. He bought me that for Christmas, like that same year. So like I think we went to the Comic-Con. I mean to the Dragon Con. That was in August, and then that Christmas, that's when I got the Alien statue. So that was technically my first statue. And then
I'm trying to think which Alien statue was it?
It's an old Sideshow Alien statue. It's him. He's standing up. He has his arms crossed.
Oh, that one. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was sculpted by Amir Carfang, I believe. I think it was. I may be wrong in that, but yeah, that was actually my first statue. And I've kind of, it's funny. It's funny we talking about this because now that I look back, I've always kind of been a collector. But I just didn't know. Like I've been collecting Funko Pops for years.
Oh wow!
But it was just so. But the Funko Pops like $10. You buy them and you get the different characters, and you try to finish the line and that type of stuff. I've been collecting Funko Pops for years, and even like years before we was going to Dragon Con, there was like this little, I don't even know what you call it. It's like this little, it's like handmade statue. This guy, he it's like, I don't know, it doesn't come from any license or anything. It's just kind of makes create, like he created his own character or something, and it was small little thing, but I bought one of those before, years prior to learning anything about Prime 1 and anything like that. And I've been collecting. I collect Blu-rays. I've always been like, that the little nuggets has always been there,
right?
And so it's funny that we're here.
It's a funny thing about Funko Pop. Like people sleep on Funko Pops. Some of them Funko Pops are worth more than statues.
1,000%. Oh yeah.
Like I was like, how much they talking about they want for this stuff? 5 G's for a Funko Pop. I was like, what?
It's this one Funko Pop my dad been looking for a minute. You can't find it nowhere, and if you do, you paying an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah, which one?
I think it's it's from Attack on Titan. I think it's the Beast Titan. I think that's the one. It might be the Beast Titan or it might be the Aaron Titan. I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of the two. and it's hard to find because it's exclusive. It's sold out like soon as it drops, type stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. Some of these things are like con exclusive because, like, I know Hot Toys are like that too. Statues, you don't really get that too much, but Hot Toys and Funko Pops and all that stuff, they get like these con. I remember the first time I went to New York Comic Con, the line for Funko Pops was crazy.
Oh, bro, the line be crazy, bro. It be backed all the way up, like yeah, man. Yeah,
and it's like it backed up, and then when you get to the Funko thing, it like spirals inward and go. And I was like, it ain't no,
it like slithers in.
Nothing on this earth I'm standing in line for that. All these damn people for no damn Funko Pop. You know,
bro. In the most recent years, we had to get time tickets, and there was tickets to get into the Funko booth. Like like last year, we didn't even get in because we couldn't get tickets.
It ain't no joke, y'all. I'm telling you, if y'all don't believe this Funko Pop stuff, it's like that. And the Funko Pop,
for real. They going hard for real. Yeah.
Hard. You think you go out with some statues? Try to collect some Funko Pop. So, did you ever dabble in Hot Toys at all, or no?
Well, I actually started to dabble in Hot Toys when I was ramping up, like getting my first statues. I actually bought a Hot Toy, but I ended up canceling it before it ever shipped because at that point I realized that I wanted to kind of hone in on my vision for my collection. But I had ordered the Mysterio, the Spider-Man villain. This was, I think this was around the time, I think one of the movies that came out or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, the second one, A Long Way Home. Or something
something like that. Him from
Jake
the movie.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I had ordered that piece from Hot Toys off Sideshow's website, and I had it on pre-order. And it was just one day I said, I think I just went in there and I canceled. I said, I think I'm gonna just stick to statues.
Yeah, I bought one. I bought a Boba Fett one because I had this 1/6 scale Jabba the Hutt, and I wanted to have like all his people, in his little court and everything. But and plus, again, the thing, I rag on the Hot Toy people or whatever. Like, I'll give them this: the likenesses, because they do mostly people from movies and all that kind of stuff. Like with statues, you get like comic book characters and all that, But when we talk about real people, they have like the best likenesses, as far as like copy, So I give them that. But I just can't get over the fact that it's a doll. Like, you can dress it up no matter how you want to. It's a doll. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't pay $400 for no doll. I'm sorry. But some of these people with the Hot Toys, they make some because you can pose them and they make some tight setups. I mean, I give it to them.
Man,
but it's always in my head. It's a doll. I can't get over it. But they make some tight setups,
I've so the same uncle I was telling you about that that was getting me into the manga. He collects too. I got him into collecting
really
statues and stuff like that. And so, but he's heavy into Hot Toys. So he'll get he has 3 Mandos, 2 Iron Mans. He really, he really into the Hot Toys. And my dad actually, he bought a Hot Toy. He bought the Hulkbuster, the 6 scale Hulkbuster from Hot Toys, and then he also bought the Iron Man Mark 42 or something that go with it, 46, whatever it is. And so he let me see it to make a video from it. So I was playing with it, and I was like, "Yo, this thing is heavy. And it's quality. This is quality stuff, and you can pose and all that, and it was fun. But it's just I can't get into Hot Toys, man. It's just it's too small."
So okay, now here's a good question. Now, since you really didn't grow up with comic books, would you say you were more into the movies and the MCU and all that kind of stuff is where you got more exposure to superheroes?
Absolutely. So yeah, that's definitely true. The movies is kind of where I got my fix for superheroes. I'm trying to think. Growing up, I used to go to the movies to see, because at one point we lived in these townhomes, and it's literally, the movie theater was literally right next to the townhomes. Yeah, and so I didn't even have to ask my mom to take me. I would just walk right across the street to the movie spot and go see whatever movie I wanted. So it was fun.
So okay, now here's is I think I probably know what you're gonna say, but okay. So with me, as far as comic book statues and stuff go, because I grew up
Mm-hmm.
with I read comic books before I saw these movies, long before these movies came out. Me personally, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to. If I had like a statue of a superhero, I don't want a statue of like the person in the movie. Like me, I would rather have like you see
Oh,
what I mean. Like I'd rather have
yeah.
the
The
Prime One
comic.
stuff or the extra. Yeah, so it's just as far as you are you do you mind like movie characters statues or you rather have like comic book style statues and stuff
So I have a rule. My
Mhm.
rule is no movie pieces.
Okay.
I broke my rule for this statue. Is actually I'm getting ready to unbox it now. It's the dark side, the Snyder cut dark side. From the movie.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's right. Yeah.
just from Prime
Mhm.
One, yeah, and it's
Mhm.
just because I really like the way they designed Darkseid in the movie, and
Mhm.
so that's why I picked him up and I broke my rule. But outside of that one character, I don't think I have. I think all of my other statues are all comic book characters because they can last, they can live on forever. Versus if you
Exactly.
get a movie
Yeah.
character, I mean, this movie character, he can go do some heinous stuff, and now you got to look at his face every day, like, like it's, I mean, it's just part of the game. But I just rather stick with the comic book stuff. It makes everything look uniform too.
That's true. And as soon as you said it, I started thinking about Jonathan Majors. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. That's what I was thinking about. Yep, exactly. Damn, I hate that film
I
because
know, man.
I really liked him as Kane.
I like him too. I haven't seen it yet. It came on what's that? I still haven't watched it, but I really, as an actor, I really like him. And
Yeah.
it just it pains me because he was like the end actor, you know what I mean? And he was like started
Mhm.
being like every movie and got all the series, and now he's over.
Yeah,
And
it's
we
over.
miss
I
that.
mean, yeah, you messed it up, man. Messed it up,
Yeah.
but
So okay, so now getting into YouTube. When
mhm.
first of all, like when did you decide you wanted to start a YouTube channel for collecting and everything?
So I decided to start a YouTube channel. I think it may have been easy. It was either March or May of 2020. I think it was May of 2020.
Okay.
So almost 3 years ago exactly. Um, and the funny thing about starting a YouTube channel, so before the pandemic, I always thought that YouTubers were corny. I thought it was corny to be a YouTuber.
no,
I
no,
really
no offense taken.
no. But I didn't watch YouTube like that. So I
I got
didn't like I didn't know. I just didn't know. And so then what happened was, the pandemic happened. Everybody stuck in the house,
you. Right.
and people looking for stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I started watching more YouTube just
Mm-hmm.
naturally, just because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, ain't nobody just at home. And so at that time, I was watching. I think the only channels I really knew about was uh Batman Statue Collector and
Mm-hmm.
Gem Mint. I think those were the only two channels I really knew at that point.
Okay.
And so I was really heavy into Gem Mint, and so I was watching a lot of his videos in the pandemic, quarantine at home, and I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna just I'm buying these statues. I'm bringing them in. I might as well share them with YouTube. Just share what I'm got. I got nothing else to do. It is what it is. So I just made a video one day, and just off the whim. I didn't have no equipment, no nothing. I didn't really have a mic, didn't really have anything. And my dad told me, he said, Jalen, if you want to take it serious, get your equipment and give it your all. And so I said, I think I'm gonna give it my all. And so I went and got the equipment, and I'm a full blown YouTuber now. So
There you go. It's funny. Just a side note. Me and Jim Mint got the same birthday. Ain't that crazy?
what?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's 84. I'm 75. But we both born on June the 12th.
Oh
And,
wow, that's what's up, man.
ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So how describe the beginning, like because getting the people, you understand, getting the channel off the ground is hard.
It's hard work.
Just trying to get out there and getting views and everything. And so how do you find it from where you started into where you are now? I'm sure it's a lot easier now than it was in the beginning,
Well, yeah, for sure. Because I mean, you got to think, you got to figure out. It's a whole process because you got to figure out what equipment you need, what equipment you don't need, how to use it. Then when it comes to making videos, okay, you got to film the video. Then you got to figure out how to edit it. Like
that's my problem.
Editing software. Like that's a learning curve. Like I was frustrated. I was telling my wife, like, yo, fam, like I need some help. Like this is a lot. Like can you do this? Like
it is.
and so that's a whole thing. And then just sometimes it was much easier back in the pandemic because I had literally nothing else to do.
Right.
But now like back to normal, like it's like you got life going on, it's hard to find time to do all this stuff and keep it up and be consistent and all that type. And people don't understand that it's hard. It's hard being a YouTuber, man.
They don't want to hear it, man. It's like when I had, I swear to God, man, when I had it in open mic, I got I woke up one time, it was 90 messages. And they were like, please, man, don't stop. Please, we need. I said, man, I can't, I couldn't do it because I had, and I just had stuff going on and I had to stop it,
Right.
And so it's rough, y'all. It ain't no joke. So like, when did you discover, like, okay, so I'm sure YouTube contributed to you discovering, like, were you always on Facebook or no? And when did you discover like the YouTube, the Facebook like groups and all that kind of stuff?
That's a great question. Yeah, that's a great question. So I hadn't been on Facebook in years. Like I stopped using it years ago.
Right.
I don't know why I just stopped using it. I was always just on Instagram and I would get on Twitter every now and then, but like that was really it. Like I never even opened the Facebook app, or going to I just literally I had it on my phone, but I just never opened it. And I think I can't remember exactly how I found out about the groups. I don't remember the exact moment I found out. But
probably Jim or Batman Statue Collector probably said something. They said we got a group on Facebook.
That's probably how it started. That's probably how. And so, but once you find one, you start to find the others.
Exactly.
And so then at one point I was literally, and still probably today. Yeah, I think probably still today. I only really use Facebook for statue stuff, like getting into the groups and posting and that type of stuff. I don't really post on Facebook like that. I just get on to hang out with y'all and be in the groups and all that type of stuff. And that's it. And I really don't post on social media like that anyway. But
yeah, I don't post too much. I post, if I'm making some ribs or something, or my dog and everything. But I remember, I discovered it for me when I got into it. Rad Titan was what pulled me in, and I think it's safe to say if there was no Red Titan, there definitely wouldn't be there'd be no Darth Castle, and there definitely probably wouldn't be no DCX because they're the ones that drew me in. That was my Jim Mint Batman Statue Collector,
right? And
that's how I got in their group first, and then you slowly discover, and then when you discover those buy sell trade groups, that's man, I'm telling you, that take it to the next level because it's like, especially now that like the economy and all that stuff, and sometimes these people selling this stuff for like dirt cheap,
man.
And it's and if you got a little money stash, you could because I seen some pieces, I was like, they want how much for this? I seen some pieces that was like 1,600, like some customs that they sell for like half price, 800 shipped. I was like, you got to be kidding.
What?
I swear to God. I saw one when it came out. It was like $1,200. This is a custom a Sith statue that I need to get, and it's like $800 shipped. The guy one, and another one. This guy, they had like an Asajj Ventress that she was like 1,100. Now it's like $500. I was like,
wow, people trying to get rid of them.
I'm trying to tell you, it's crazy. It's rough in these streets these days.
Oh, it's definitely for sure.
Because I even watched Batman Statue Collector had a video today where he was talking about the state of collecting and how, people getting out the game. So like, how do you view that now? How do you view when you got into collecting when you first started and now, like, with the state of how it is now,
when I first started, it was, you know, I was wide open. So I
Right.
was, I'm big, I'm wide eyed, I'm looking at everything, I love everything. But then, because you love so many different characters from different
Yeah.
licenses, and you like DC, you like Marvel, you like this, you like that, and but then I try, what I had to do was I had to kind of focus my collecting because you soon realize that you
Yes.
like all these characters, but your money don't like all these
No,
characters.
it don't.
and so and
Mm-mm.
so and so you gotta focus. And so I put a focus on my collecting, and
Mhm.
what my focus is I only collect
Mm.
Justice League, Avengers, and X-Men. And only certain X-Men, not all X-Men. And so and also too, no movie people, no movie characters, like I said before. And
Right.
so so no matter how much I like a statue, I try to stick to what I, what my rules are, because if I don't, I'll have 900 statues and be dead broke. So so I mean that's kind of where I'm at. And so today, I've actually slowed down because I've gotten a lot of the characters that. Oh, that's another rule I have. I try not to do double multiples of
Mm.
characters. So I try not to do 2 and 3 Hulks, 2 and
Mhm.
3 Iron Mans. I try not to do that type. So I try to just do one of each. And so, and if I let's say if I see a Hulk that I like, I have the Gladiator Hulk from Sideshow. I may sell that and then get whatever the new Hulk is that I want, right? Um, and so now today I've kind of slowed down because I have a lot of the characters that I want. There's only a few. It's only a few left that I really want. But the problem is the state of collecting.
Mhm.
Companies are cutting back, and they're
Mhm.
only going with the most popular characters: Batman,
Mhm.
Iron Man, like only the most popular people. And so I've already, I'm not really looking for those people. So a lot of these statues that's coming out, they may be cool, but it's like I'm not really, I'm not really looking for this character. So
Right.
I just kind of keep it moving until, I mean, this won't last forever, so it'll be back on the upswing eventually. It may be a year or two from now, whenever it is. But whenever they start putting out more characters, then and the characters I'm looking for, I'll then start picking back up. But it's really up to the market.
So far as like, okay, let's take the Hulk for example. So
Mhm.
you wouldn't have like a regular Hulk and a Gladiator Hulk, or would you just one Hulk would do, or
So yeah. So how I look at it is, and this is the vision I have for my collection. So if you think about like the sideshow cons, like when he was doing it online, you know how like they'll have like Marvel Day or something, like how they'll have like a whole like whole wall of statues, and it's just all the Avengers. You have Black Panther, Hulk,
mm,
Iron Man, Captain America, uh, Black Widow, etc., etc. You have all these characters just lined up, right? That's kind of the vision I have for my collecting,
I got
being that
you. I got
just
you.
the whole team just kind of hanging
I
out, right?
got you. Me too.
And so if I have 3 Hulks, it wouldn't really fit.
Yeah, I'm like that too. And then because people, they mess with me all the time. And, oh, you the Vader man, you only got one Vader. It's like, well, one Vader is a hard character to collect because he just has one look. Like, if you collect Batman or Iron Man or even
Right,
Superman, they all got
right,
different outfits and all. The only way you can make
right,
him look different is to have damage in the suit, and that's all they do. Is like,
right,
so I told him, I said, I don't need 50 Vaders. You know what I mean? It's just
right,
one good one. Plus, again, like you, that's the vision I had with this, was to like have them all, like all the Sith Lords lined up, and then
right,
they're a squad. You know what I mean? So
right.
yeah, so I totally get what you're saying. Now I'm sure you've reviewed a lot of pieces, got a lot of pieces in.
Mhm.
What was the, you can even have 2 or 3, but like what was the one that out of the box like wowed you the most? Like when you're like, this joint here is the truth.
Man, the first one that comes to mind is the Prime One, jet powered Optimus Prime.
Okay.
And I don't own that piece. My dad has that piece.
Really?
Yeah, he has
Oh
that
wow.
piece. And how it happened was, he bought it and he said, "Look, I need you to come to the house and help me put it together because
Yeah,
it's
that's a
so
serious piece. That's a
it's
serious
a
piece.
it's a huge piece and it's a whole bunch of pieces. It's a whole bunch
Right.
of different parts that go to it. So he was like, I need some help. So me and him went over there, and I think it took us like 4 hours to put the piece
Wow.
together.
Good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It took a while, and then we had to put it in a Maji case. So and it's heavy. So
Yeah.
like that was a whole thing, man. But that when I saw that piece, like when you see it in person, it's just so. It's like, man, this thing is majestic. It is different.
That one, and then I saw somebody had that the Shockwave. That
Oh man,
also they said that got some
yeah.
serious pieces on that one too.
That's the one my dad wants, but he couldn't get his hands on it. Yeah, that
Yeah,
Shockwave
and that
fire.
one I heard is no joke to put together too. Dad, man, you can't make you might have to go over there and do a room tour of your dad, man. 'Cause he got some serious pieces. Does he collect like mostly Transformers or?
He has mostly Transformers. He's a huge Transformers guy, so he has a lot of Transformers pieces. He also has like one-offs, like he has the Thanos on Throne from Sideshow. He
Mhm.
has that piece. He has like I said, the 6 scale Hulkbuster and the Iron Man to go to it because he got the Iron Man kind of coming out the Hulkbuster. Um, what else does he have? He also has the Gladiator Hulk that I have. The
Which one?
sideshow joint, the Daniel Bell joint.
Daniel Bell, yeah.
Um, what else does he have? Shoot, I'm trying to think of all his statues. Um, I can't remember them all, but those are some of the pieces he has.
Yeah, I think as Transformers go, if I were to collect Transformers, I think I'd go XM.
Yeah, man.
Because those are the Transformers I grew up with. Again, I don't want
Right,
even though it's a robot, I don't want the movie version.
right,
But
right.
those XM ones, I gotta, that Galvatron just came out. I was like, that thing is
Man, that
that
thing is
one,
huge, man.
that one, Starscream, and that Nemesis Prime. I think those are my three favorite out of all those.
Like, imagine if somebody had all of them, all the XM Transformers lined up, man. That'd be crazy.
I think your man Sam working on it, ain't he? Every time you turn around, he unboxing a new Transformer.
Nah, he may be. He may
Yeah.
be. That's different though. The XM pieces are different.
So in your protect collection in particular, what are you? I know it's hard because I always say they like your children. What are your top three? I ain't even gonna make you narrow down to one. Like, what are your top three in your collection?
Oh, that's a good question. So, in no particular order, I'm gonna say Batman Who Laughs from Prime One, the third scale.
There you go.
I love that guy. I'm also going to say, let's see. I have Batman Who Laughs. I'll say Red Death from Prime One
Okay. Yeah,
because
I know.
the third scale joint, and then I have I'll say I really 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 enjoy I'm trying. I don't. It's not a licensed piece, but I have a custom piece. It's a Silver Surfer. I really really enjoy that piece. I think it's probably my favorite Silver Surfer I've ever had or seen. I just really enjoy them. I think those are the top three pieces in my collection. Or today, I may wake up tomorrow, might be another three. But
No, I hate.
yeah.
Do you collect different scales or just 1/3 or 1/4 or?
So yeah, that's a good question. So I collect mostly 1/4, so
Okay.
mostly quarter scale. But the third scales that I collect are the Dark Knight's metal pieces, the Batman Who Laughs, the Red Death, the Dawnbreaker, those type of characters. I'm collecting that line from Prime One, so those characters are in third scale, but everything else is quarter scale.
Okay. Are you gonna get the whole line, or it's just certain ones out of the line that you getting?
So it's only certain ones. So it's only the ones that I really gravitate to. So I'm not gonna get just everything in the line.
Good. Okay. Good.
I think right now I just have Batman Who Laughs, Red Death, Dawnbreaker. I have what's my man name? That he ain't even came out yet. Devastator.
Okay.
I have him that's coming. I got him on order. And I've been thinking about the Drowned.
I like the Drown. I do. I like the
Yeah,
Drown. Yeah.
I didn't like her at first, but then the more I look at it, the more I like her. So I think eventually I'm going to get her, but I don't have her yet.
Okay. So back to YouTube for a second. Like, how has your opinion of YouTube changed from the beginning since like today, since you're a few years in on YouTube?
Absolutely. Listen, I watch YouTube every single day.
Me
Every
too.
day, like every day, like I'm watching. Like I wake up and I open YouTube looking for seeing who done uploaded something. Like it's, and I think it all started about 3 years ago when everybody went into quarantine. Like I just started watching YouTube. Like I just didn't know it was this much content on YouTube, and I'm not even talking about just statue stuff. I'm talking about outside of statue stuff.
Exactly.
Like just all different. The gaming. Like I play video games. I watch gaming content and people who just like vlog and lifestyle, and I be watching all different types of YouTube, man.
Me too. Yeah, I watch more other stuff than I watch the statue stuff. Like me, I watch a lot of barbecue stuff, and And I'm fun. Like one thing people don't know me, I like watching these Bigfoot videos. Like I love even if it ain't real. Some of these stories, man, that just kill me, And you hear these folks and they go to the actual spot and it was standing right here. I'll be rolling watching this stuff, man, and everything. So yeah, I watch YouTube more than I watch anything else.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I watch YouTube more than anything. I'll put on YouTube as I'm working. I put on YouTube like as I'm eating dinner. I'll put a little YouTube video on. I'll be having my wife watch YouTube videos with me. We watch stuff together. Like because now that I watch more YouTube, like she's naturally started watching more YouTube.
I'm about to ask, is
different stuff, but she's into different stuff. Like she's watching hair videos, and
of course,
she's really big into Sims. So she watched a lot of Sims YouTubers who do Sims content. And so she watches a lot of that as well, but we just watch a lot of YouTube, man, because it's just kind of just what we do now.
Yeah, some of the stuff on YouTube better than some of this straight,
Exactly.
So you talked about monetary money becoming a factor, with collecting. Is your space getting? I know you just moved and everything, so I don't know if you got a bigger space now. Is space becoming a problem or?
Yeah, so space has definitely became a problem, for sure. So, we're almost in June. So, like at the beginning of the year, me and my wife we were actually thinking about selling the house and downsizing for the time being to then upsize. But then we decided to not move, and we're still gonna get a new house, a bigger house, so that I have more space with a basement and a whole, so I have more space to put my statues. But but where I live now is definitely a constraint, because it's mainly a constraint because like I have one room, and I used to have behind me here used to be 2 huge mod cases. But what happened was whenever we was getting ready to move, I packed all my statues up and my mod cases. But then we ended up not moving. And I said, forget putting that all back together. That was way too much. And so what I did was, it took me multiple days to pack all that stuff up. And the module cases themselves was a lot. Like, forget the statues. And so what I did was I told my wife she can come get a desk and put it here. And so she worked when she does work from home. She worked from right here.
Oh, that's what's up.
And so I put my statues in. They're actually at my dad's house, in his basement. I stored them in his basement. Yeah, well, they all boxed up. But
I'm about to say they displayed too.
No. They're all boxed up. But I'm storing them at his house for now until we get our new spot. And then once we get our new spot, I'm gonna unpack them and figure out how I'm gonna how to display it and all that. But
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
that's a good, because I got my boxes. My mom has a shed that she don't use, so I put all my boxes in her shed. So
Oh man, that's beautiful.
you
Yeah.
got to use it. You got to, because I was like, man, I don't feel like paying for no storage and put all these boxes in and everything.
Yeah, no.
And so okay, since you got into the game around what was around 2020ish, you said about 2018, 20.
Yeah, it's around 2018, 19, something like that.
Did you see any pieces, any older pieces that maybe like the price is gone, like say XM Ghost Rider or something like that? Is there any pieces that you missed out on that like you wish you could have got or anything, something like that?
Yeah. So the first piece that comes to mind is the Sideshow Galactus, the real tall joint where his arm is out.
Yeah.
That piece, man, I really like that piece. But the price is just it's hard to find. Number one, number two is a lot of times when you do find it, excuse me, they want an arm and a leg for it,
or it's damaged or something like that.
Yeah, or something like that, exactly. And so, it's just tough. It's just tough. Because I don't want to pick up a piece and I don't want to have to deal with trying to fix it or get it repainted or none of that type of stuff. And so what I said I'll do is I know XM is eventually coming out with a Galactus, and so I said I'll wait to see what they offer, and then if I like it, then I'll get it. If not, then maybe then I have two options. Maybe I will hunt down that Sideshow piece, or I may get the Sideshow Galactus. That I like that piece. It's just too small.
Everybody said that,
yeah. It is just too small, but you could always put some up under it to kind of lift it, heighten it a little bit. But if I have to do that, then I have to. But we'll see what happens.
Now here's a good one because because everybody goes through this stage where you just get everything, and because I want this. So before I decided to go strictly Sith Lords. I used to have, which is funny because I'm definitely afraid of snakes. Like I hate snakes.
Me
like,
too, bro.
I call myself Black Indiana Jones. I can't stand snakes. But anyway, I used to have but like funny enough, one of my favorite movie characters, because this is an old movie. They made a remake, was Clash of the Titans. And Medusa was always one of my favorite characters,
Yeah.
And so I had the ARH Medusa, the regular one. I always wanted the one. They had two of them. They had one was a copperhead, which it looked, it was like a light brown color, but I had the green one, the red. But I always wanted the other one is more red. But I had that. I ended up selling it because when I decided. But so like, is there any piece that like you got to I got rules too. You got rules, but like that you ever considered that was outside of like your genre that you would like to have, maybe or you admired,
That's a good question. Man, let me see. A piece that was outside of my realm that I thought about getting.
Or it might say, man, that's a dope piece. Like I ain't gonna buy it, but that's a
Well, so I mean, you mentioned it before, that XM Ghost Rider on bike. That piece is like
that too.
Man, that piece is like, it's just so nice. Like I really like that piece. Also too, I'm thinking about I actually talked about it before. Actually, the Spider-Man 2099 by Prime One. I actually considered that piece as well, just because I like it. I just really like the piece.
Yeah.
And there's always pieces that I really, really like. But I just never, like, I could just never pull the trigger on it because it wouldn't. Because I always think to myself, okay, if I get this piece, like, how is it going to? Exactly, it's going to open up because if I get this piece, I might because I already know myself. I'm going to probably want to get something to pair with it, and then once I get something to pair with it, then that's why I ain't never got no Star Wars pieces. Because then now,
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say.
That's why though, because the Sideshow Vader that they put out recently, I actually saw it for the first time in person at Collector's Zone. That piece is literally perfect. I think it's perfect. Like, I really like that piece. But I can never bring myself to get the Star Wars pieces because if I get Vader, I'm gonna want to get this. I'm gonna want to get that.
Oh,
And
no,
now I'm in a Star Wars hole. Like now I'm all the way messed up. I'm all the way messed up now.
well, I'm
And
gonna
so,
tell you, as far as Star Wars go, like again, yeah, I've said it many times. You know, everybody know Vader's my guy. He's the reason I love Star Wars. So I just, you know, I used to have Luke's and all this other stuff, but then I was like, and I saw Batman Statue Collector. He had all these rows. I said, what if it'd be cool to have all the Sith Lords? So I just, because with Star Wars, you could literally go on forever, you know.
yeah, it's a lot of
So I just
characters.
say I'm gonna just do Sith Lords and everything. But I'm gonna tell you this: if I invited you to one of these custom Star Wars groups, it's, man, they literally got like they just came out with Mace Windu, and they doing oh yeah, they doing all the Jedi.
You got Mace Windu? Oh,
they
man.
just can't. It went on said it's sold out now, but I mean, you know, you can get on the waiting list. I'm sure at some point somebody will sell it or something, you know. But actually, I know somebody to sell one, but it might be spoken for. But yeah, man, they coming out. Literally, the custom dudes are. If you do a Star Wars, the custom dudes is where to go these days.
For real,
It's like everything. It's like 3 strong custom, 4 now actually. And they make a vehicle. You see, I got the TIE fighter. That's Vader's TIE fighter right there.
Oh yeah, I see that.
They doing AT-ATs and X-wing. It's lit, man. They hitting that pocket these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wonderful though, because I mean, if you collect Star Wars, you got a plethora of options.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can get whatever you want.
Ask your man Cash the Gemini. He'll tell you.
Oh man.
You know, so what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. So going forward, do you got I did see you go up to Marcos for the opening and everything. Talk a little bit about that, you know, because that looked like y'all had a great time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I went up to Michigan to for the Collectors on grand opening, and it was a really good time. And the reason why it was such a good time is a couple things. Number one being that, you know, a lot of these people that you watch their YouTube channels and you talk to them, you hang out with them on live streams and stuff like that, but you never really met them in person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you go and you meet them and you love them. It's like these people are great, you know. And it was just a really good time meeting a lot of the people that you talk to. You talk to them on Facebook, you live stream with them, but you never met them. But meeting them in person is just different. It's just really, really nice doing that. And then number two being that you know, literally the same thing, but with the statues. So, you know, the pictures, you know, you get on the phone and you on YouTube and you seeing these videos of the statues. Yes. And a lot of times you just, you know, you have a perception of them, but it's nothing like seeing the pieces in person. Yes. It's just nothing like it. It's because for the longest I said I'll probably never get that Galactus from Sideshow. I just said I just never get it. The new one. The new one. The new one, the one that's too small. Right. But when I saw it at Collectors On, I said, yo, I think I might have to get it. Like it's just it just did something to me, you know. Yeah. And so and it's always a beauty of you know, seeing a piece in person and you just get that feeling, that excitement. It's just nothing like it, you know.
It's amazing. I'm trying to think. It's a couple pieces I had there where I said I don't like it, and I saw it in person. I was like, yo, that's dope. Right. It changed the whole perception, you know, seeing it in person versus seeing the videos or the pictures of it and everything.
Absolutely.
So going forward, like, do you have any new plans for your channel or anything, you know, you trying to do going forward different or just...
yeah, I'm glad you asked that. So I am doing things a little different just because life is different now. Right. My life is changing. So I'm doing less videos, like pre-recorded videos, and more live streams, because the thing about live streams is it's easier to do because you don't have to worry about editing. You just you hop on live and you talk, you have fun with your friends, and then you log off and go on about your life, you know. So it's a lot easier. It's a lot less time consuming outside of actually like doing the stuff. Because when you filming an unboxing, you filming this, you filming that. I mean, you gotta switch angles. You gotta make sure your audio working. Make sure this working. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. And right now in my life, I just don't have the time to keep up and be consistent doing that all the time. And so I'm gonna cut back a little bit on that, and I'm trying to keep up with the live streams, but the pre-recorded stuff I'm definitely cutting back on.
I hear that. I definitely can relate with that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're getting toward the end. Is there any pieces you got coming in that you really looking forward to the most, or no? It's just
So I just got the Prime 1 Dark Side in. I haven't unboxed it yet. I'm looking forward to that. I have the Devastator that's coming. That's not coming until next year. I'm really excited.
Hold up. That one that DT had, you getting that? The Devastator? Oh no, the DC one. Okay.
Yeah, right. DC. Yeah, he's not out. He hasn't shipped yet. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant the Devastator from Transformers. I was like, no.
That piece is different.
That thing. That's deep into the pool right there, Jack.
I'm trying to let me see if I have here we go. So okay, I forgot about this piece. I have also have the Death Metal Batman from Prime 1 3rd scale, where he's, he has the Sith, and then he has the Sith in his hand, then he has on the base there's like a head on a stick and some other stuff. Is like some demons coming out the base. It's crazy. I got that piece coming. I think that's shipping. Let me see. That's supposed to ship this fall. So it's supposed to ship this fall. So we'll see if it actually ships this fall. But I got that on order. I'm really looking forward to that because I just thought it was cool. Like I was like that's a fire piece, and I just gotta have it. So I picked up that piece. Devastator coming next year. I'm hoping for the Murder Machine to get announced this year. Hopefully Prime 1 announces that. I know they gave a preview at the last showcase, and I really like what I saw. So I'm looking forward to the PO for that. But also just looking forward to I know this is controversial, but the Prime 1 Hush Superman quarter scale. I know I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it yet, but that's on the radar. It depends on how much they price for how big it is. That's what's gonna determine if I get it or not. But maybe. But I'm looking forward to it though. Nevertheless, and if I don't get it, people who do get them, I'm happy for them and all that good stuff. But
well, finally, out of you got pieces from different companies and everything. What would you? I think I kind of know the answer, but what would you say is your favorite? Like your favorite statue company? Like over if you could pick one, Sideshow, XM, Prime 1.
That's a great question. Yeah. Damn, I try to answer that question once a year. In different seasons of the year, it changes because. And it's funny because every company does something different the best. So Sideshow has some of the best customer service. Prime 1 has some of the best, best this. XM has a great quality, but Prime 1 does, it's just every company does something very, very good. And right now, I'll say that Sideshow they've been putting out less. But what they have been putting out, I've been impressed with. What was it? The last piece they put out was very well received. They just been doing good work right now. So the Penguin, yes, that's what it was. Man, I love that piece. But that's not something I would get.
Oh, okay.
No. It's not something I would get because I would only do the Batman, like the Batman himself. I got rid of his villains. So I'm trying to stay away from his villains, but that piece is phenomenal. And if I collected it, I would definitely get that piece, because it's just that good,
It's crazy. Everybody, I kind of thought you was gonna say Prime 1, but everybody that came on here, everybody said Sideshow so far. When I asked that question, that's crazy.
Prime 1 been quiet, man. They've been quiet.
That's true. Yeah, they really they had them next level showcases and all that kind of stuff, but. Since then, you're right. They have been kind of quiet, but But man, we out of time. But it went flew by just like that. You know what I mean? But I really want to
It
thank you
did.
for coming on, brother. You know,
Man, thank you for having me. Thank you for the invite, man. I really appreciate it.
oh, anytime, man. You know, it's all good. But we will get up and I'm at to shoot by one of them live streams one time. You know, whenever I'm home and everything. I remember last time I was on there, I was giving y'all them Uber stories, and I got a whole lot more since then. But I appreciate
Absolutely,
it,
man.
We appreciate it. And,
absolutely. Thank you, Thor, man. I appreciate it, man.
Anytime, brother. And we thank y'all for watching. We catch y'all next time on Just Asking for a Friend. Peace, everybody.
Peace.